So I'm going to do a video on Scrapbook 224. And in my mind, that represents two 24s, which is omega and omega. 24th letter in the alphabet is, or the Greek alphabet is omega. X marks the spot. X is our 24th letter in the alphabet. So we got 224, two omegas. All right. Then if you come down here a little farther, we got a triangle. That can come into play if you're looking at the place. You got your omega, and then it makes a triangle, and a triangle when you're getting the X that marks the spot. Just some thoughts there. So for reading here, some of the numbers, his wife was coming over 6 weeks later. So we got 6 is 3 and 3. And then 20 is X and X. So the Army folding cot was 20 wide. Anyway, it's just some numbers here. Think about the numbers get way more interesting. And then a month and a day, a month of that, and they moved us into a 4 rooms on the 4th floor, and floor has a word value of 66. So 4th floor, 66, and the 4th walk up 66. So there's a 66 and a 66. And he's talking about their sleeping arrangement to lay to sleep. So that has, the bed was a wooden Army folding cot, 20 by wide. So, there's a bed here. And whenever he talks about beds, he's talking about the cemetery. Anyway, the definition is I believe it's to lay to sleep. Anyway, I got this one, and it goes to put to sleep. So he's talking about their sleeping arrangements there. There's probably other things. It goes, the question of buying a vacuum cleaner came up a few times, and times is actually has a word value of 66. Vacuum cleaner, if you put that together, has a word value of 139. Anyway, just some numbers. If you were to get into like the cost and how much he was winning and all that stuff, you might be able to come up with some more numbers that might, anyway. And then it further down here, it goes, fortunately, they were just outside of Talopi, Libya, and that's a capital. So, there's a hint to a Capitol Hill, capital of Yellowstone, in my opinion. Anyway, here's a hint. Willis was not the end of the world, but it was rumored you could see it from there. So he's talking about the end, which has a word value of 23. Anyway, the picture right here, it's 3 of them. I bet he might say he's in the middle. Anyway, but either way, it's a hint if they just add up. Anyway, I don't get much out of here, but the real thing that I'm after is they get to the club. Of course, you got 2 options, and so that, you could have gone this way or that way. Anyway, I believe that's referring to like mirroring the cemetery, and for 2 days, and you got this 3. Anyway, so they go down here, and then he goes, fortunately, about 6 years earlier, when I was a corporal, there was a frequent poker game in the brackets. Anyway, I don't know why he throws that in 6 years earlier, when he's, anyway, but the thing that is really great about here is at Willis, at the end of the world, you know, it came to a showdown between his boss, and he was dealt 3 7s, a jack, and a deuce. Okay, and then he discarded the jack and asked for one card which didn't help my hand. He doesn't tell you what that card was, and then he's holding 4 cards, and my boss was anyway. So let's look at this a little closer. So in this card game, he's dealt this hand, which is 3 7s, a jack, and a deuce. 2 there. So if we add up these values, we get 10 for the jack and 21 for the 7s, and that would be 31. And then we have the 2, and that takes us to the remarkable number that shows up all the time, 33. So then he discards the jack. Why would he do that? And then you got 21 and 2, so that's the end right there. And there's a way to look at this. If you were at the corner of the cemetery at marker number 2, and you went to the blaze, which is 7, and you shot across to the marker number 3. Anyway, let's see how that looks just with imagination. So here we are at number 2, and we have a 7 here for the blaze, and we shoot across, and there's 3 7s, and that takes us to marker number 3. What are the odds? And this is marker number 33, and this is marker number 33, and then there's, there was 3 of them. Anyway, just, what are the odds? What are the odds? And he talks about reading all the books on the odds. So with this hand, he gave up the jack, and I don't know why you would do that unless, anyway. And then, he bet $5, his boss, which takes you to halfway in between. And then suddenly it was shut up time for me. And then he, should have folded my hand and let him win. But, of course he didn't. And he was going to buy the vacuum. Either way, he wins. So anyway, but farther down is some more interesting numbers. Anyway, if you read in here, it's Scrapbook 224. And, in here he goes, did I call his bet and take the pot home? And did he dare raise? And my thought processes were on fire. He's the blaze. And, I probably worked for the major for another year or so, but Peggy and I have already been married 5 years. And then he puts going on 66. So, wow, there's another great and glorious number, 66. So anyway, he ends up winning. He gets a promotion. He gets the vacuum cleaner, so he cleans up on the deal, and everything's great, She knew that in 10 minutes, anyway, and there's another 10 for X marks the spot. And anyway, there's a lot more in here. He insinuates a whole bunch of things if you can catch on to what he's telling you, because he's not just telling a story. He's wove in all these clues, and when they happen over and over, then you start seeing that there might be something to this. So just my thoughts. These are my opinions. Please like, subscribe, dislike if you'd like, or, any comments would be great. It'd be really nice of you to do that. So if you would, please subscribe and like, or dislike, or comment. I'd love to answer any questions anybody has. So keep smiling. Have a great one. Bye.